And this leads us to perhaps the most infamous of Kissinger's sins. There's a reason why Anthony Bourdain said, quote, "Once you've been to Cambodia, you'll never stop wanting to beat Henry Kissinger to death with your bare hands." That's because in March 1969, Kissinger directed the US Air Force to fly over Vietnam's neighbor, Cambodia, a neutral third party, and to drop bombs everywhere.
President Nixon and Mr. Kissinger unleashed 100,000 tons of bombs, the equivalent of 5 Hiroshimas. The bombing was their personal decision, illegally and secretly. They bombed Cambodia, a neutral country, back to the Stone Age.
The goal was to eliminate North Vietnamese supply lines and strongholds that were in Cambodia, but the response was carpet bombing. Carpet bombing is indiscriminate. It has unknown targets, which means that civilians usually get caught in the crossfire. So now you have B-52s raining down hell from the sky at all hours of the day. Homes were reduced to rubble, entire villages were turned immediately into refugees, and what the record shows, that came out later, is that all of this indiscriminate bombing, this slaughter from above, was approved by, and then concealed by Henry Kissinger. This map that you're looking at is not some stylized representation of this. This is actual data. We have the data of every bomb, hundreds of thousands of bombs that were dropped on Cambodia during this time. All in all, at least 100,000 Cambodians died in all of this. 2 million were made homeless. And this is in a country of only 7 million people. In total, the US dropped 2,756,000 tons of bombs on Cambodia. Many of these bombs went undetonated, turning the country into a minefield of undetonated explosives that still exist today. And perhaps more significantly, contributing to the destabilizing of this country, making way for a violent communist party to rise to power with a vengeance, leading to a mass genocide. All of this happened in secret, without the approval of Congress. It was Henry Kissinger, this one man, wielding his deftly gotten power to ruthlessly get what he wanted at any cost. As the endless war was near its end, peace negotiations kept breaking down. In response, Kissinger sent another round of brutal bombings around Christmas 1972 in an effort to force the North Vietnamese back to the negotiating table. I'm not exaggerating here. Like, Kissinger literally said, quote, "We bombed the North Vietnamese into accepting our concessions." Some historians argue that the bombings had little effect on the peace talks and instead only resulted in more pain, more death, and more destruction. And yet, this is where the story takes an insane turn. The next year, Henry Kissinger was given a Nobel Peace Prize for brokering the ceasefire in Vietnam, an award given to him for ending a war that didn't actually end. An award that his North Vietnamese counterpart would decline. 2 members of the Nobel Peace Committee resigned in protest because of this.
Shalom. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim HaKadosh, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim pushing this word, and also sitting and honestly the whole full elect. Shalom. Now, I saw this video on Henry Kissinger from the elders page, GMS South Carolina 08. All right, he did a beautiful lesson on it, and it was so crazy how wicked Esau is, the so-called white man, you know, and how wicked he truly is. That I said I'll do a quick lesson on it, going into Esau and their wickedness. All right, so Lord willing, this makes for an edifying lesson. This is Revelations 18:4. It says, "I heard another voice from heaven saying, 'Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.'" Because that her is going into America being destroyed. Okay. And it says, "And I heard another voice come from heaven. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, 'Come out of her.'" And who's coming out? The elect. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are truly the Israelites, the ones of us that are out doing the highways and byways, pushing this word and also stating honesty, doing lessons, and paying attention to the signs of the times and having faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, the elect man, woman, and child. Okay, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her," because why? When this place America is being destroyed, you're gonna have the elect actually being beamed up into chariots. It says, "My people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that he receive not of her plagues." And what are the plagues that's going to come upon this place? Those thermonuclear missiles. That's the ultimate plague that's going to destroy this place for the sins and the atrocities that you've done, mainly to the nation of Israel, but then to these other nations also. Revelations 18:5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities. Right? So America, through their philosophies, through the military, okay, they've been polluting the land, through their influence. They've been polluting the land, polluting the minds of the people, and they've been using their power to do wickedly. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities. And this whole situation with Henry Kissinger and bombing Cambodia is another sin, all right, that reached on to heaven. In other words, Esau has a very long track record that he has to pay for. All right, not just Hiroshima, which the bombing in Cambodia, they said is equivalent to 5 Hiroshimas. Okay, they called it a carpet bombing, meaning they just blew up the whole country, no specific target. So it was so devastating that even civilians, or mostly civilians, had the most casualties when it was all said and done. Okay, and it's all judgment, but that's the spirit of Esau. All right. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities. All right. And listen, this is iniquities. This is murder. They call it genocides, but this is a mass murder. This is another thing that Esau has to pay for. Now, Henry Kissinger just died. Does that mean he's off the hook? No. He's gonna pay for it when the Lord has had this. The Lord will bring you back from the dead. All right, and make you go through that punishment. But even so, in the kingdom, through reincarnation, you have to come back as a baby, as a baby Edomite, and you'll be right back in, and you'll be in captivity, serving out your punishment until you're destroyed by fire. This is Nahum 3:4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot. The well-favored harlot is America. All these nations flock to America to do business, for goods, for protection. All right. It says, of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, and is compared to a woman. That's why we just read in Revelations, it said, come out of her, my people. All right. So this is talking about that same woman. The mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcraft. Yeah, through the witchcraft, through lies and deceit. This is how America deals with these nations. It says, Nahum 3:5, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. Right? Because even I'm bringing this out because even in the bombing on Cambodia, they tried to cover it up. It was never supposed to be available information. Okay, but the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, had it available. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, meaning you're gonna be exposed for being a liar, all right, for being a thief, a murderer. It says, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. All right, so you can't escape your track record. All right, it's coming more and more clear that the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He is the wicked. You know, it's becoming more and more clear. He's the Edomites. All right, and that's the Lord lifting up the skirt upon your face. This is Genesis 27:39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. And this is talking about Esau and his blessing. All right, so it says the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, meaning Esau got the best of everything. All right, why? Because this is Esau's kingdom. And by the sword shalt thou live. There it is right there. And by the sword shalt thou live. I'll just ask Cambodia about that. All right. Ask Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know, ask the real Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. We know very well that Esau's blessing was the sword. Okay. Look at slavery. Look at the slaughter of the Native Americans, or the so-called Native Americans, Indians, and some Seminole Indians and Mexicans. Okay, so we know very well that Esau's blessing is the sword. Even today's time, you see what they're doing over there with Israel and the Palestinians. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. Which at one point we did have Esau in captivity and subjection. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And this is their dominion, okay? They don't have a yoke on their neck. This is their rulership. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And Esau has been slaying us ever since, okay? Jacob being the progenitor of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is Job 20:5. It says, I'll start at 4. It says, knowest thou not this? Of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Esau is the wicked. Esau is also a hypocrite. All right. Now going back to Henry Kissinger, he received the Nobel Peace Prize award, which he received and accepted it for what he's done to the people of Cambodia. All right. Now, that wasn't peace. That was an act of war. That was an act of hatred. That actually was a war crime. Now, a war crime is when you break the rules of war. All right. Such as killing civilians. You know. Now, when they did the carpet bombing, they killed mainly civilians. All right. And so that wasn't really that definitely wasn't in deserving of a Nobel Peace Prize, as they say. But any award that America has to offer you is tainted anyways. This is Psalms 137, verse 7. Remember, O Lord, Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Now this is going back to the Babylonians conquering Jerusalem, okay, and taking a lot of Israelites into captivity. When they did this, you also had Edom, Esau in the mix, burning down our lands and helping the Babylonians take us into captivity. Okay, it says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. So this is a track record on Edom. All right, all the atrocities you've done to the nation of Israel from the ancient times up until now. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon, right? The daughter of Babylon. Okay. Because it's not talking about the ancient Babylonians, but it's talking about the modern day Babylonians, which would be America, because America carries on the customs of the Babylonians, along with all these other nations that have been doing wickedness and rulership. It says, who are to be destroyed? Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. So, in other words, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai didn't forget about Esau Edom. All right, and Esau Edom can't hide on the titles such as the white man, okay, the Caucasian man. No, your true nationality, your true identity is that you're Edomite. Okay, you from descendants of Esau. Now, just the history on Jacob, the history on the wickedness of Esau, some real history to have you wake you up, like, to see how much of a devil and how far this man is willing to go. But Lord wants to edify and lesson. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, and salutations that I can push in this word. Sitting, I see the hopeful elect. Shalom.